guys, it's Haley. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back. We are doing a haul today, and let me tell you, we have over 20 books here to talk about. I have been collecting these books over the last 6 to 9 months. I've actually toned down my book buying recently only because we moved. And so in the midst of moving and everything, I was really trying to simplify how many books I had to haul. I already had to remove all my books in my library, and we have built this new library. So now I'm ready to fill these shelves. I will do a library tour soon. But I recently filmed a Fairy Loot haul, which was a year's worth of Fairy Loot, talking about my thoughts on that. Now I'm going to do a haul of just all of the rest of the books that I got in the last few months. Now, some of these were from holidays, but a lot of them were either books that I was really wanting to get because they were like a first edition, special edition, or just a book that I was currently, a series that I was reading or something. So overall, not too many books. Considering this is a very long chunk of time that I am collecting these books. And so it's been 6 to 9 months of collecting these. So let's kind of dive in. All right, the first book I want to show you is actually a blind date with a book. I got this from Books in Bloom is the shop. You can look them up. And I just wanted to show such a cute one. I do want to do a video reading blind dates with a book for like a week or whatever. I think that would be so fun. It comes with a bookmark, a sticker, a highlighter, some little tabs, another sticker, and a pack of tea. And I think my guess is these colors will sort of fit the cover. I don't know. But it is a romance with a hockey focus, enemies to lovers, legacy, and self-discovery. And there is a quote. So it says, "I know I have my flaws, but I need to level up to be with this woman. She forces me to be better. I want to be better for her. I want to be her hero." So this is a blind date with a book. Super excited to look at that. All right, next up, I did get 2 of these editions from, I believe these were from TJ Maxx. They had a collection of classics that just have very pretty, gorgeous covers. And I have a whole shelf in my library that's dedicated to classics. And so I was able to get Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. Very pretty. And then I was also able to get The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, which is by L. Frank Baum. And it's just very pretty foiled. They're very nice books. I really like the covers. And then of course it just has the story with the original artwork and everything inside. So those were from TJ Maxx, and they were a really good deal. So definitely check out your local Marshalls and TJ Maxx. They've started carrying a wider selection of books, I've noticed recently. Also from TJ Maxx, they had this gorgeous set. I limited myself. I only got 2 of them, but they had a ton of different titles, again, of classics. So this is Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte, and just the prettiest, like, painted covers. Gorgeous covers. And then just the plain pink sprayed edges. And it does have a quote on the back: "I am no bird and no net ensnares me." Now these retail for $19.99, but I know when I bought them, I think they were only like $10, like maybe $9 or something. And so definitely, again, TJ Maxx and Marshalls had really great prices on books. None of their books were like full retail price, which of course it's TJ Maxx and Marshalls, so you kind of expect that. But yeah, then I also got Little Women, which just has the coolest, prettiest painted artwork on it. Definitely a gorgeous one with blue sprayed edges, and it says, I like good strong words that mean something." And just a really pretty set. I actually don't know. This is a Harper Muse edition. Little Women also is by Louisa May Alcott, in case anyone was wondering, but very, very pretty. So worth checking out. I also got, again, from this same shopping trip, Madame Bovary, which is by Gustave Flaubert. And it's a Page Classics one. So this one's a totally different art style, but I liked it. To me, reminded me of like a tattoo art style. I just thought it was such a fun addition. So I picked this one up because I've always wanted to read Madame Bovary, and I don't have a copy of it yet. So I was kind of like, well, might as well. All right, moving on, we are diving into books that I've gotten online from some orders. So I got Shield of Sparrows, which is by Devney Perry. And again, I always try to get fun, like if it is a first edition and they've got a really pretty first edition and I want to get the exclusive run, I will pre-order stuff. And so some of these are that. Now this one, 100% was me being like, wow, that's gorgeous, I need to order it. So I mean, these are the sprayed edges. They are gorgeous, detailed, beautiful. I did get this one on Amazon. I think it retails for, yeah, $32.99. I believe Amazon does a pre-order of these ones for like $28.99. So you save a little bit by doing it on there. But I do know that other booksellers sometimes also run like pre-orders. I know Barnes & Noble usually runs pre-order discounts as well. And I actually just started this one. I put it in the haul, but as you can see, I'm literally only 27 pages in, but I wanted to read it because I know that the sequel is coming out soon. So I was like, you know what? It is time to dive in and do it. It is gorgeous. Oh my gosh. She's big, she's heavy, you know? This was one I got for Christmas. It is Alchemized by Senlin Yu. So I am not of the original group of people that read Manacled and was obsessed. I read part of Manacled, and Manacled is long, right? And I had to read it on my phone and I just didn't love that. And so I didn't actually finish the story. And I feel like such a poser being like, oh yeah, I liked Manacled, but that's because I liked what I read. I just did not finish the book. So I cannot say that I am like a diehard Manacled fan, but I read probably half of the book. So I'm really curious because I did not finish it. I want to just read this. Part of me was like, do I go back and finish Manacled and then read this? Or do I just take what I have and read this? And that's what I think I'm going to do because I've heard so many people just love this story. I would love to read it and just kind of go into it afresh because it's been so long since I read Manacled anyways. And so, yeah, my mom got this for me for Christmas. It was a part of a Black Friday deal. So she got, I think, 3 books or whatever for Christmas, and this was one of them. And on the back it says, what is it you think you're protecting in that brain of yours? The war is over, hold fast is dead, the eternal flame extinguished, there is no one left for you to save. I just love the artwork of this too. It definitely gives me Handmaid's Tale vibes, which obviously this story has some of that kind of aura about it. But yeah, super excited to read it. But let me know what you guys think. If you've read all of Manacled and you're not like me who just did the half-hearted attempt, let me know. Should I finish it and then do this, or should I just read Alchemized? All right, if you watched my Fairy Loot haul, you know I got the special edition of When the Moon Hatched. Now, I am a big believer that if you get the special edition of a book, you do not want to destroy it. So my mom was nice enough to get me the paperback version of this book. It is a chunky book anyways, so reading a hardcover of a chunky book is just a cumbersome task. And so she got me the paperback one. The other reason is because this has such flowery writing and because it is a book that's very kind of like poetic style. I've heard so many people say that there's beautiful quotes. I wanted a book that I could just highlight and tab and mark up, and the special edition of the Fairy Loot one, which I showed in my haul, I don't want to do that to that copy. And so this is my tear it up copy. Not literally tear it up, but I do plan to write in this book and I do plan to highlight and things like that. So yes, I do have 2 copies of it, but that's what this one is for, and it was for Christmas. I was there. Now, I also want to say a little something about this book. So I got Beach Read by Emily Henry, and I have only read one other Emily Henry book, which I have it sitting right here, I'm pretty sure. Yes. I read Happy Place. As you can tell, I liked Happy Place. I think Happy Place was a good book. It was the only one of hers I've read, but I heard different people talking and comparing, and I thought this one was the most up my alley of what was out at the time, because I read this like 2 years ago. And so I will say, I read Happy Place. I liked it. I haven't read any other ones, and I know that I will probably like other ones. So I was kind of going back through and being like, okay, what is another one people really like who liked Happy Place? And Beach Read is one that I've heard a lot of people say good things about. So I found this really pretty special edition one. And I think it was like a reprinted special edition with like these ombre pages, and it's got the really pretty inside. So I picked this one up because I'm excited to read another Emily Henry book, and I think this one will be a good one to read. I'm not totally sure. I'm totally open to the fact that I know some people like all of her books. Other people, it's hit or miss, so I'm open-minded. But let me know if you really liked Happy Place, what other Emily Henry books you like, because I would like to do ones that are a hit for people who, I don't know, are in my category. I do like the quote on the back though. It says, "When the world felt dark and scary, love could whisk you off to go dancing. Laughter could take some of the pain away. Beauty could punch holes in your fear." That just sounds good to me. So really pretty. This one I was really excited about. So I saw The Familiar when it first came out. This really spoke to me. I thought this sounded really interesting, by Leigh Bardugo. I did not purchase this book. Obviously, it's been out for a long time. I did not purchase this book, even though it really stood out to me, and I don't know why, until finally there was the Black Friday deal, 50% off hardcovers or whatever, and I went into Barnes & Noble and it was 50% off. And at that point, I was like, okay, I have no good reason not to purchase this and at least give it a go. So I finally got The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo, and I'm super excited to read it and just kind of see what all the hype is about. I think I will really like it, so I'm excited. Now, here we go. I'm going to just do these together. I did not buy them together, but since we're talking about Stephanie Garber books, we're going to talk about them together. I am currently in the middle of listening to Legendary on audiobook, and I picked up Legendary because I read Caraval a while ago, and I loved it. I thought it was so good. I got Legendary a few months ago because I wanted to dive in and keep the momentum going. I didn't want it to just be put off for too long and then lose steam. So I picked it up. I'm currently audiobooking it. It's a really good audiobook, by the way. I like it. I'm not done so far, so couldn't really tell you my full thoughts, but I picked up Legendary because it is the second one. I do not have finale yet, but again, Barnes & Noble's Black Friday deal, they always have some signed editions of books, and they had a signed edition of Spectacular, which is kind of like, from what I hear, or it says right here, holiday novella, so it's like, to me, a Christmassy novella. And it's got some really pretty artwork inside of the hardcover one. It has the sisters, Julie and Dante, and it's signed. So I picked this one up, which I know it's weird because it's a hardcover and I don't have the third one yet, but I got it just because it's signed, and I do plan to finish the series. So that is that. I did get both of these. I think Legendary I just got at the store, but Spectacular I was able to pick up at Barnes & Noble. Another signed one I got was Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. I was really excited about this one because this is another one I kind of went back and forth on for a while, like The Familiar. It'd been on my TBR, but I just hadn't prioritized it until I found a signed one, and then I was like, well, since it's signed, we might as well get it. So I did pick this one up from Barnes & Noble on Black Friday because it was signed. I'm excited to give it a try. I don't know why I wasn't that into this when it came out and everyone was super hyped on this book. I've heard such good things. I think it's because the second book I heard very mixed reviews on, so it wasn't as motivating, but I'm excited to just try it out. And again, a signed copy, a special edition, any of that stuff, if I'm on the fence, that's what will put me over the edge. This was the third book my mom got me for Christmas. It was The Bridge Kingdom by Danielle L. Jensen. I love Danielle L. Jensen's writing style. I am currently reading, what's the other one? Not this series, her other one, the Viking one. I can't remember what it's called, but I am reading her other series right now, and I love her writing style. It's pretty fast paced. It moves pretty good. So I'm excited to read this one because I've heard such good things about the Bridge Kingdom series, and I've heard, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's not just a continuous story with one set of characters. It does bounce between different couples. I always love that because sometimes with series, especially if they're longer, I get kind of bored. But when it changes POVs or the couple focus, it feels like it's not just one long big thing. And so I'm excited about this one. I've heard good things. And yeah, I was really glad my mom got that one for me. This is another book that I am dedicated to finishing the series, and that is the Ravenhood trilogy. This is the final book, The Finish Line. I already have read Flock and Exodus, and I've actually started this one, and then I kind of soft DNF'd it and left it. I do want to finish this one this year because my goal is to work on series that I've already started and to wrap some up. And that's why I'm reading like Legendary on audiobook right now. I'm trying to keep some of these series going that I've started. And so Finish Line is the last one, and things where it's a trilogy or a duology, those are easy to wrap up. So I don't want to give myself an excuse to just set this to the side. So I picked up the physical copy to have it on my TBR to really just remind myself like, hey, you need to read this. You need to finish this. So I'm going to do that this year. Now, another series that I'm super excited to get into, or not get into, but to keep going with is Brimstone by Callie Hart. I read Quicksilver pretty much when it first came out, and I really liked Quicksilver. It was one of my 2024, I think it was, books of the year. I loved it so much. And then Brimstone came out last year in the fall, I think, if I'm right on that. And so I picked up this one because it was one of the first runs, so it was just the pretty edition. And I gotta say, I did not realize, you guys, I don't know what is happening, but all of a sudden we've got character art popping up in books that aren't, I mean, like, yes, this is I think it's called a deluxe first edition is kind of what they're calling them, where they're fancy first edition hardcovers, but the character art is just so cool. So I'm really excited for this sequel. I just, again, have not prioritized reading this one yet, but I definitely need to. Brimstone was a very anticipated read for me, so I don't know why I've put it off so long, but I'm really excited about it. The back just says their fates were forged in Quicksilver, but they will be fired in Brimstone. So I'm excited for this one. I am sad about the artwork change. I know a lot of people were like not too tore up about it because Quicksilver's artwork, which I'm pretty sure I have Quicksilver right here, if I'm not wrong. Maybe I don't. I spoke too soon. I don't know what happened to my Quicksilver, but I was not bothered by the artwork on Quicksilver, and I know a lot of people didn't like it. I was kind of surprised about that. So when they switched over, I was a little sad, but that's fine. Not a big deal. By the way, I did just spy, though, the book series from Danielle L. Jensen that I'm reading is this one, The Fate Inked in Blood. This is the other one. You guys, I'm a little goofy because I didn't realize Quicksilver was in the haul. So I'm over here looking for it on the shelf. It's in the haul. Anyways, this is the original cover for Quicksilver by Callie Hart, and I was not mad about this cover. I think it's really pretty, but I know some people didn't like it. So they did do the cover change, and there is a Quicksilver copy that matches the new art style. But since I have the original, I do like the original print, the original run, quite a bit. So I'm, for now, gonna leave it like this. I know it doesn't look the best. I might pick up another copy of this one, but we'll see. I got Good Spirits by B.K. Borison, and you guys, I'm obsessed with this book. I am not a comfy, cozy, like contemporary romance reader. I'm not a holiday romance reader. But for whatever reason, this book was good. And there is a sequel coming out this fall. I think it's called Grim Tidings. And if you read this book, there's a little snippet at the end that kind of foreshadows what's going on. Not only is it gorgeous, it is such a good book. If you have not read this, get on it. It's so good. So, so good. Highly recommend. I also got Swift and Saddled. I read Done and Dusted, which I have right here. I read Done and Dusted back when it first came out. I think I pre-ordered this one. And I liked it. This series, The Rebel Blue Ranch, for me, am I continuing it? Yes. Is it the best series I've ever read? No. Do I like it as much as Chestnut Springs? No. But sometimes you need just like a short, quick, easy palate cleanser. That's what this series is for me. It is not the best series I've ever read in my life. I don't mind it. I think Lila Sage's writing is very quick, easy read, right? It's not flowery, it's not poetic, it's not like crazy. But if you need a book to just quickly read, a short contemporary cowboy romance, these are them. I like the covers. I picked this one up when I was on vacation, and what I've actually started doing is writing down like when I go on vacation, like when I went, where I was, and so I picked it up. And I did do this one on audiobook. I will say I don't know that I love these on audiobook, but I absolutely still think I'll continue on with this series, if that makes sense. Now, I was also able to get my hands, I don't know why this receipt's in here, on a copy of The Academy by Ellen Hilderbrand. And this is actually wrote with her daughter, Shelby Cunningham. And it was 50% off for Black Friday. So I did pick this one up from Barnes & Noble as well. This is my first Ellen Hilderbrand book, but I've heard such good things about her writing and just kind of the topics that she covers. I know that this is a little bit of a different storyline than a lot of her books, but I'm excited to check this one out. I will not lie, I haven't read too much about this book review-wise because I kind of want to go in blind. It doesn't sound like a book that I need a lot of like pre-context for, so that's where I'm at with this one, but I'm excited because 50% off, you can't beat it. I also, you guys, some of you are going to be really proud of me. I got into Boys of Tommen. I have now read Binding and Keeping 13. I'm taking a little bit of a break to go into Joey and Aoife's story, but I read Binding and Keeping 13 and I was like, wow, that was amazing. Now, I don't know if I've put all of the books in hauls or not. I do have all of them. I have all the ombre edges, which I know that they're not going to be doing the, or like ombre edges. I know that they're not going to be doing these anymore, and I'm so sad about it. I have all but Binding 13, and I'm going to keep those because I love them. Now, I did purchase when these new run deluxe editions came out with the names on the side. I purchased Johnny and Shannon. I don't think I'm going to buy the whole series like this because here is my vision. I already have them like this. I think what I'm going to do is get one book for each couple, maybe my favorite one of each couple's books, just to have their names facing out, because I think I'm going to do a whole like Boys of Tommen shelf. So for now, I'm just using this one to face out because I already have Keeping 13, but I really liked their names out. And so I think what I'm going to do is, again, just like one book from each couple just to get the names on there and face them out next to the stack of the ombre shelves. The next book I got is Burning Daylight. I pre-ordered this one. This is an Emily McIntyre book, and it is a part of a series. I know the next one's coming out, I think, in July of this year. This one is a Romeo and Juliet spinoff. I think they're kind of like spin-offs of popular stories, not necessarily fairy tales, because again, this one's Romeo and Juliet, so I don't know if it's just maybe like classics or classic stories, that type of thing. But I got this one because it has some really pretty sprayed edges. It even has a quote. It says, "You, Juliet, are the sun." and it's just got the most pretty cover. And so again, it's paperback also, which is so nice. I love paperback. And so I think I will pre-order the next one. They sound really good, and I've read Emily McIntyre's other fairy tale spinoff series, and so I know I like her writing. I'm just gonna go ahead and probably pre-order it because if anything, they're gorgeous books, but I think I'll like it. This is one that has been sitting on my shelf for a long time. This was the Barnes & Noble Book of the Month. I think last September or 2 Septembers ago. Anyways, this is the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition of Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Van... How do you say your last name? It's covered on the front. Oh, come on. Shelby Van Pelt. And this is the Barnes & Noble exclusive, so it has like the cute little edges or whatever. But this book, I really, really wanted to read it. I've heard amazing things about it. It's the one about the octopus and the old lady. Her son goes missing and she works at the aquarium. I started listening to this book on audiobook from my library on Libby. I returned the book. I didn't get to finish it, so I have not finished this book. I'm only probably around like 10% of the way in. I don't hate the audiobook. The audiobook's kind of nice because it goes back and forth between the female and male narrators, and I like the narrator for the octopus, but I may just end up reading this. I haven't decided, but it's a good audiobook if you are interested. Definitely interested to see where it goes. It's just like a soft DNF for now because my Libby checkout was due. Now, these 3 are in boxes, so we're going to go ahead and unbox these last 3 books together. This is a pre-order of a Rena Kemp book. Now, I have, you cannot see them because they're over on a shelf down yonder, but I do have the Legacy of God series, and I don't know why I pre-ordered this one, but I did. I got God of War. Oh, because it was signed. That's why. Okay. So I got God of War to finish out the Legacy of God series. I have not fully finished it yet. I believe I've read the first 4. I still need to read God of Fury and God of War. I'm pretty sure I've read the first 4. So I'm very excited to keep going and finish these. They came with a signed edition, and it had a bookmark for it. So I went ahead and pre-ordered it just because it was also the last of the original run of the Legacy of God's artwork. So I have been buying all of the indie versions of her books. I have a whole Rena Kemp shelf, and so this was one that I needed. So I did order that one, and I'm excited to finally have it join. These boxes are my 2 Fairy Loots from this year so far. So there's a January and February. I'm still waiting on March's. I think it just shipped. So this is January's, and it is Mirrored Fate, which is the book King of Ravens, which my Kindle had been advertising to me so much. It's by Claire Sager. And it says, Rhiannon, desperate to survive a mysterious illness, is forced into a deadly bargain with the unseelie King of the Dead, where she has to either marry him or risk losing her family. In his shadowed court, her simmering hatred begins to drift into a murderous, undeniable desire. I don't know why, maybe because it's King of Ravens, it makes me think of, there's a series that this kind of reminds me of. I think it's like Shadows So Cruel or something like that. Anyways, I've heard really good things about Claire Sager's writing, so I'm very excited for it. Let's take a peek at it. King of Ravens. Oh, this is pretty. Okay. King of Ravens, Claire Sager. Obviously, we have the raven with, I'm guessing, the castle. I like the flowers added in for like a soft touch. It does have a quote. It says, he pulls me against his chest and the world folds into feathers and darkness. We've got some gorgeous sprayed edges. Let's open her up. Oh, you guys. Fairy Loot just does it for me when it comes to these covers. Like, what are we saying? Anytime there is a character on the cover, especially like this, I'm sold. That's why I like Quicksilver. Everyone's a Quicksilver hater, but I love that. It's the same quote on this one. Let's check the inside. Wow. Okay, can I just say something? We always have the Morally Grey Dark MMC, right? I gotta say this FMC, again, obviously I haven't read this. Maybe do or don't correct me if I'm wrong. She looks so like soft. I love that we're starting to have some like soft FMCs. I love me a good like warrior princess FMC. I love that. But when everyone's a badass, it loses how special it is, if that makes sense. Sometimes it's nice to just have someone who is not a warrior. They're not an assassin. They're not trained. They're just a soft gal. I don't know. I feel like because it doesn't pop up that much, I enjoy it. I enjoy all of them, all types of FMCs. Honestly, I can root for anybody. I can find a reason to root for anyone. But she just seems so like, I don't know, soft, cutesy chootsy. Maybe she's not. I don't know. She looks a little sassy there, but I love that. See, soft can also be sassy. Soft does not mean weak, if that makes sense. In my mind. I like how this looks, you guys. I like how this looks. Okay. Same quote on the back there, and there is our lovely alternate cover. Wow. I'm excited about this one. I have been seeing so many advertisements on my Kindle, so shout out to FairyLoot for that. And then our last one is February. Ooh, okay. I heard some mixed reviews about this one. I'm not gonna lie, I heard mixed reviews. This is Half City by Kate Golden. Where's the card? I took this one out actually last month and looked at it. It was Demon Hunters was the theme. February, and it's Half City by Kate Golden. It says, when Viv enrolls in a covert academy, if you know me, you know I'm not the biggest academy fan, but enrolls in a covert academy for demon hunters, surviving classes is only the beginning as the deadly threats arise and an alluring demon blurs the line between enemy and ally. Now, here's my thing. It's a cute cover. I love the character art covers. I always will. And if you know me, you know I like red. So I hope I like this one. I heard some mixed reviews. I know that, who is it? Raven-haired Reader. If you watch her channel, she was not the biggest fan. Rachel is her name. She was not the biggest fan of this book, and I know she likes Kate Golden, and I do too, because I read another series, the Jeweled series by her or whatever, and it was good. So I had high hopes. It says, keep your daggers sharp and your wits even sharper. Such a pretty book. The edges are gorgeous. Like, look at that. That is so pretty. But I've heard mixed reviews. I know she wanted to love this book and was a little disappointed. So I also want to love this book, but I hope I am not disappointed. I hope I like it. It does have some fun character art, which kind of gives urban fantasy because we're very contemporary looking here. So I'm a little bit interested in that. Like, we'll see what that's all about. But very cute character art. I like the character art in this one. Again, I'm a big fan of character art. Here's what the original cover kind of looks like. I've seen a lot of people talk about it, so I'm curious. Color me curious, you know? Oh, this is the one that I have read before by her. It is the Adana Vonik's Promise of Peridot, Reign of Rose. I did not read the last ones. I haven't finished this series, but I did start it, and it's a good series as well. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. That concludes my haul. So I hope you guys had a fun time watching. These are some of my new books. Some of them I've gotten to read, but most of them are just sliding on over to the TBR shelf. And I'm excited to start doing some more videos with you guys. I do have a lot more planned. I know that these are 2 hauls kind of back to back, but I'm super excited to be able to share some more with you guys and dive back into book talk. If you want, you can follow me on my Bookstagram. It is the same Haley Haley's _happy_crafts. I will link it down below. You can follow me on Goodreads. I love to have different people to follow on there. I'm trying to be more active and post on there also. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Have an amazing day.